Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be showing you 5 quick tips for your Microsoft Flight Simulator experience. The first one we like to start with is being able to change your cruise altitude when you're using the built-in Nav Flight Planner. So for example, if I wanted to go from Block Island to lovely Chicago O'Hare here, let's say that I'd like to do it low altitude airways, and I really want to be able to change my cruise altitude from this rather absurd altitude it'll start with. All you have to do is take your mouse, head to where it says the word Navlog, click on it, and you'll observe that your cruise altitude, which air traffic control inside of Flight Sim will actually recognize. So for example, if we wanted to jump this up to, I would do that, 23,000 feet, for example, it'll be smart enough to recognize both your climb requirements as well as your new descent requirements. The next tip we're going to show you is how you can quickly go from full screen to windowed mode inside of Flight Sim. All you have to do is go down to your keyboard, press alternate, and press enter at the same time. When you do that, I'll go ahead and switch my views real quickly here. You'll observe the fact that we are now in a regular window. The reason this is so handy is if you have something going on in the background, or maybe you just did a really big update and you want to not have to go through the menu to do it, all you have to do is tap Alt-Enter and you're right back to full screen. For our next tip, this is a classic one many people know in Flight Sim, and that's the fact that you can press Control and E to initiate an auto start procedure inside of your aircraft. But did you also know that there is a shortcut built into the program that allows you to auto stop an airplane as well? So now if I press the escape key and I go down to Controls Options, head over to my keyboard, if you actually come over here and type in a search for auto stop, one thing you'll watch out for here is just double check to make sure that this isn't set. We'll go ahead and change that to just straight stop. There we go. You'll notice that there's engine auto stop as one of the options. All you have to do is bind it to your favorite key, and once that's set, all you can do now is you can head back into your regular game itself. Now when you press Control-Shift-E for me, you'll notice it'll automatically run yourself through the engine shutdown procedure. Our next tip is for those folks who may be on a limited connection or are looking for an opportunity to improve their frame rate a little bit. And that's the fact that in Flight Sim, you actually have the ability to shut off your graphics as far as the online graphics goes. Now, if I tap the escape key real quickly and I go down to my controls options, you'll see a bunch of different options. I'll go back from controls. I'll go down to general options instead. And if you go down to data, you'll notice an option here for Bing Data World Graphics as well as a photogrammetry. Now, one of the cool things is you can actually shut all of these off with one whack like that. That'll take a moment to apply. And if I return to the game, you'll notice all my graphics have been substantially simplified. You'll also notice I probably got a couple extra frames per second. Now, there's absolutely no online graphics here. This is all what comes raw with Flight Sim that's basically been installed with your default scenery, which makes it a little bit easier on the system, as well as make it a little bit easier on your network. Our final tip is just to remind folks that one of the things you can do is have unique controller profiles for different aircraft. For example, we have this lovely airplane here, which as you can look out the windows here is quite a few engines on here. Now I notice I get in this plane and I push my throttle forward and backwards, and I notice my throttle is not moving at all. The reason because is my normal setup does not connect to engine 7 through 12. As a matter of fact, if we would run out back, we could actually see that I'm controlling other engines. Now we can resolve that, of course, by going into our controls options, going to the device that you're interested in. This case is my VPC throttle. And one of the things you can do is you can actually create your own preset for it. As you can see, I have one called Edited for Dornier. Now, one of the things you have in your preset manager is you can actually duplicate, you can delete, you can reset to defaults and everything. You'll notice here that when I get back into my aircraft, because I took the time to program all those items, I can now use my throttle normally for all the different engines on here. Enjoy.